In this video, we're going to start out working with Prairie, and here we're continuing to work on move out. Last time you told me I needed to just take one step at a time. That's what we're trying to do. And I needed to keep him from bending his neck quite so much to the inside. I needed to take more contact with the outside rein. And that is what we're doing here. There, that last step wasn't crossing over. It was kind of a forward step. He did take a step with his inside hind, so I rewarded that. Now we do a step at turn in to try to get back on my circle. So he's doing okay. Here we're going to start just walking forward. So I'm asking him to take a step of move out just to get him started. And I'm looking for him to try to keep his head in more, with his neck with more of that upward arch. Here I'm going to ask him for turn in because he's kind of not listening to me to stay on the circle. And we continue. I give him a step of move out. That's kind of hard to see there, but just to get him started walking again. He does not really have a hesitation in his step like the wedding march cadence. There, I let his neck get a little too bent. But he does have a very slow, methodical way of moving here. I think he is listening to me. And now we're under saddle, and I'm trying to get him to do the same thing. I'm asking for move out here with my upper body turned, my belly button turned, as you would say. And here we're going in the other direction. I'm trying to keep his neck a little more in front of him, not quite so cocked to the inside. He tends to really boomerang his whole body when he does move out. Here I'm asking for move out, and he's really listening. So that wasn't too bad. And this is more move out. I'm trying to keep him on a fairly small circle, and when he kind of moves out onto a big circle, I ask him to do a step of turn in. I'm not stopping him in between. I'm just kind of swiveling my whole body. There you can see my body swivel, and I'm doing a turn in here. And he did that rather well. Now I'm doing a move out. So he's becoming a lot more maneuverable. When I started out, oh my gosh, I could not steer him at all. Not bad. Okay, now in this part, I want to show you a change of direction. At first, we come around the circle and I just stop him. And I'm telling him here, we're going to have a new leg, a new inside rein. Yes, and he gets it. He starts bending in that direction. And here we're going to do another change of direction, a little bit on the fly. I'm not going to stop him. Yep. And he got it. It wasn't a real clear change. Like he didn't go boing when he changed, but he was obedient. I wish I had a better stop on him. I mean, he stops obediently, but he pokes his nose out like this. And here I'm lifting the inside rein, trying to ask him to soften, and he gives me a little bit, and off we go. So I want to show you that again later. We're going to look at that a little bit more. Here we change direction again. He's a very thoughtful, deliberate horse. There's my stop. I guess I'm pulling up and back, and it's making him poke his nose out. Is that right? So here I ask him to soften. He gives me a little bit. I'm going to ask him again, and he pokes his nose out to object, but then he lowers his head nicely. and I want to turn him to do a move, I mean a turn in. So he backs up a little bit there. He's not sure what to do, but then he gets it. And I'm kind of pleased with how this ride ended up. I'm trying harder to keep my hands up by my belly button, and he's doing nicely at bending his head down, bending his neck, and stepping under. So that was good. So here we flip over to Samba, and I've I'm kind of frustrated with her. Things haven't been going as well with her as they have with Prairie. I've been trying to ride her with my hands higher at my belly button, and she just will not have it. She gets very stiff, and the only way I can get her to relax is just to let her go and put my hands down close to her withers. I don't know what else to do with this. I can't get that aspect of the program going with her. Here, as you can see, we're just doing a stop and go exercise on a kind of a good sized circle here. And I'm trying to steer her by using my belly button, turning inward for turn in and turning outward for move out. And one of the many problems I'm having is I can't get that reliable stop from my seat with her. I end up lifting the reins, which makes her lift her head and poke her nose out. Here I'm asking her to stop, and she's not stopping. She's just walking. So I raise the outside rein, and she's kind of stiff. There she gives. So I'm asking her to walk. She goes forward. I just can't get a reliable stop using my seat. I mean, if I could do that, I don't think she'd be throwing her head up like this. And here you see the same thing happening. I raise the outside rein. I'm asking her to soften. She's poking her nose out and chomping on the bit. And it takes a second before she complies. Sometimes I find you just can't pick on her for every last thing because it just makes her more nervous, and she objects even more to everything if I get onto her about everything. Here she got it into her head she wanted to go to the other end of the arena, and I raised my inside hand, but I didn't stop her. But she is getting a little better. She's starting to put her head down. I'm starting to let her walk on a smaller circle. Yeah. And I asked for stop there. She raised her head, but not too bad. I'm asking for move out. And at first she wasn't complying, so I stopped her again. And I stopped her there. I'm asking for turn in. Yeah. Now she's getting a little better. I gave her a pat. Now we're asking for move out again. So this is kind of how it goes with her. I have to ride her a lot just to get her to calm down, to get started. But she is getting a little better here. She's carrying her head in a nice position. And I'm keeping my hands down because that's what she seems to like the best. I guess I need to work on stop with her some more and just do that until she stops very well.